Hey everybody, this is the Daily Bern. Come on in. We're going to get started in just a minute. I'm making sure that we're up and ready everywhere, so this will give you time to like and share. Get this out as far as you can. We'll start in just a few minutes. Well, not a few minutes, about 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Thanks for coming. Like I said, like and share and comment. Let me know that you're here. Participate in the show. That helps us do better in the algorithm and get out to more viewers. Hey everybody, it's Sean. Come on in. This is the Daily Bern. Come on in. We're going to start here in just a second. What this is the war room of the political revolution. We talk about our fight and we talk about this revolution and we gather here every day, but we don't talk like quitters. We talk like winners because we are winners and we are going to win. Not Bernie, us. We're going to do this. This is our fight and our revolution. And that is what is important for us to understand. That is what I talk about every day on this show. We gather here every day and we talk about this fight. We talk about what we're up against. We're realistic. We're not a bunch of naive people. But we talk like winners because we are winning. We are the front runners. The revolution will not be televised. The news will do everything that they can to distort the truth and to keep the reality away from the regular people. That's their job. And they're not going to point the cameras at us. And they're never going to tell people that we're winning, but we are winning. And we need to exude that confidence. You know, that's going to attract, hey, Dion, that's going to attract more people than being defeated will ever attract. You can't attract people with a defeated mentality, you know, and this desperation comes off of us and it's not attractive. You see what I'm saying? I get that it's bad. I understand that for sure. And everybody needs to understand that. But what we need to understand as well is that we're doing what needs to happen. Millions of people are rising up and doing all they can to change things. And that is what is important. That is what's going to move us forward in this fight. And that's all we can do. You see, don't let this get bigger than it is. This is a strange fight. We've never been taught how to participate in democracy. But this is how. What we're doing is how. That's how we do it. All we do is stay vigilant, stay active, and keep working towards victory. That's what's going to get us there. That's what's going to make this happen. It's us staying vigilant, us doing what needs to happen, us. Bernie is going to run a fantastic campaign and is running a fantastic campaign. We couldn't ask for a better candidate in Bernie Sanders. But this is our fight. It's not Bernie's fight. Bernie's our candidate. That's important to remember. We understand that here. And in the war room, we talk about that. We talk about how we got to do this. Not Bernie, us. We got to do this. It's up to us. And Yeah, they're going to rig it. They're going to try to rig it again, of course. Of course they will, but we're going to overwhelm it with our numbers. That's how we win. The system is rigged, but the failsafe in the system is that it can be overwhelmed. And they count on us not to do that. They depend on it. Matter of fact, that's how things got the way they are because we don't. Something like 50% of people can't even be bothered to vote. Don't even care. Don't pay attention. Don't participate for whatever reason. More than 50%. Half the people in our democracy don't participate in it. And then we walk around and wonder how things got to be the way they are. Because we didn't participate. We fell asleep at the wheel. We let greedy people buy up our government and our media and take control over our society. And that's a lot to undo. We got a lot of work in front of us, but we're going to do that work. Do you see? We are doing that work. Millions of people are rising up. 3 million people have signed on the dotted line and are volunteering their time and doing all that they can to get Bernie elected and move this revolution forward. 3 million. You're not hearing that on the news, and you never will, but I'll tell you about it every day. And who am I? I'm just a guy. I am a small town comic from rural Missouri who just cares and is passionate about this. And I like independent media. I like independent shows. I watch a lot of independent shows and independent media. I don't watch any mainstream media at all. At all. The only mainstream media I look at is for this show so that we know what we're dealing with. I sweep through and look at propaganda and then I come back to my favorites, which is independent media and independent news, because that's the only place to get real truth. You know, you can watch mainstream media if you want. I suggest that you don't, but you can if you want. But know that it is entertainment at best. It's not news. It's not real news. It's fake news. It's they can't even call it news in other channels. Fox News has to call themselves entertainment in other countries. I said other channels, but other countries. It's not news. It's entertainment. It's a spectacle. It's pageantry. And it's weaponized propaganda. It's dangerous, really. You should take your eyeballs away from it as much as you can. And it's negative. It's full of negativity. There's been scientific studies, and that's because people like negative information. But I got a little sidetracked. What I was going to get at and what I wanted to get at today is yes, they're going to rig it. I hear it all the time. You know, I chose to do a Bernie motivational show. So I put myself out there for it. But people come at me all the time and tag me and stuff. Is this the end of Bernie? Is it over now? It doesn't end. For all of you that tag me and stuff asking when we're going to quit, we're not. We can't. That's what this means, right? God forbid something happened to Bernie. We don't quit even then. This doesn't stop. This is a revolution, not a political campaign. All the rest of the candidates, all of them, are running political campaigns. Bernie is organizing a movement, organizing and empowering the people. That is what's going to win. That is what's going to move us forward. That is what's going to take us to victory. It's not a presidential campaign. It's a revolution. This is what a peaceful revolution looks like. And as Kennedy said, if peaceful revolution is made impossible, violent revolution will become inevitable. I don't want that. But the greed that's in power over us, they'll push us there. Kennedy knew that. He tried to warn us. He also tried to warn us that the press was taken over. The press was taken over. The mainstream media was infiltrated and bought up. It was infiltrated by the CIA and bought up by 6 corporations. It is hot garbage. Find independent media. Find independent news. Find your own truth and make your own decision. I don't get on here and tell you to support Bernie for no reason, to support this revolution for no reason. I would debate anyone, and I invite anyone to have me on or to come on here and debate me. Show me how I'm wrong. Do I agree with Bernie Sanders all the time? No. No, that's ridiculous. I don't agree with myself all the time. Do you see how silly that is? I agree with what he's doing. I agree with what Bernie's doing, and I agree with most of what he is pushing for. Some of it passionately. Medicare for all, with all of my heart and being. Healthcare is a human right. People are suffering and dying every day because they can't afford healthcare. Our own grandparents are cutting their pills in half because they can't afford their medicine. And why can't they afford it? People want to say, well, if you work hard, you can have all these things. All right, well, my grandfather worked for 40 years, working on airplane engines, made a good living. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? Got old? What's the point of society if we're not going to take care of our people? What kind of world is that? It's the world we're in. It's the world we live in. We don't even take care of mental health in this country, and we wonder why we have epidemics of mass shootings. You know, they have guns in other countries. Switzerland has tons of guns. They don't have this mass shooting problem. They have universal health care. They take care of their people. They take care of their mental health crises. They don't ignore it. You don't have wars against drugs. Do you know who's winning the war against drugs? Drugs. They've been undefeated for decades. Drugs sell themselves. You treat the problem. The problem is addiction. But it just eats people alive because they can't afford treatment. This greed-driven system, this greed-based society needs to end. I think everyone, no matter where you lay on the political spectrum, agree with that. This needs to end. It has to come to an end. Because if it doesn't, it will destroy us all. It will. And maybe you don't believe in Bernie Sanders. Maybe you don't want any part of this revolution. You don't want to vote. Do something. But in the meantime, get out of the way. Even if you don't understand or believe in this fight, can't you see that it's happening? Even though the media is doing the best they can, and they're fantastic at it, of trying to convince people that it's not, can't you see what's happening? Now, I study history. I'm a student of history. This is how it happens. Not in American history, in world history, in all of history. When the people stand up united, they win. Bernie's not telling you some new concept. This isn't new. This has been around for eons. Ever since there's been people being controlled, if they've wanted change and they wanted progress and they wanted to advance their society, they had to stand united and demand that change. That's true all throughout time and history. And it's true throughout our American history. Civil rights movement, women's rights movement, child labor laws, unions. All of this was done by millions of people standing together and speaking to the powers that be and demanding the change. Unions didn't happen because companies decided, hey, let's give the workers some rights. They're doing a really good job. Let's give them some rights. It's not right what we're doing to them. No, they happen because the people demanded it. Hey, Cynthia. Cynthia says people can't watch corporate media, but they run the risk of being brainwashed. Can. Oh, yeah, you can watch it. You can watch it. Just know it for what it is. I don't even mind if you watch it. I don't want you to, but I'm not going to get you to turn off that flicker and line box in your living room. You're going to have to make that decision for yourself. And I hope that you do. But good morning, Royce. And I'm not sure if I said hi to you, Dion, but good morning, Dion. I'm glad to see some people here. And let me see if we've got anybody here on YouTube and Periscope. Periscope is a quiet group. I've been streaming to multiple sites now, so I go out to YouTube and Periscope every day. We got a few here on YouTube. Go ahead and talk. You can take part in the conversation. Maybe there's something you want me to mention. This is our war room, not just mine. So participate in the show and let me know what you want to talk about, what issue you would like me to bring up, something you want to hear about. But till I get some comments, I'm going to talk about some stuff that I want to get to and just want to touch on. I won't spend a lot of time on this, but these doubters and dissenters online, the ones that always want to tell everybody there's nothing that can be done and it's too rigged and we should just take our ball and go home and quit and ignore everything. They frustrate me. And the reason why they frustrate me is because these would be active people. These are people that care. They care. They know there's problems. They know things are bad in the world. It's not that they don't know, they're aware, but they don't want to do anything about it because they don't think you can do anything about it. That's sad as hell to me. That defeatist mentality. Because it all starts in your mind. All of it. It really does. And if you have a defeated mentality going in, you're going to fail at whatever you're going to do. You're not going to succeed that way. That's why I said at the beginning of the show that I'm thinking like a winner. And I think we need to think like winners. And that doesn't mean that we are arrogant or cocky. It means that we are not going to take no for an answer. We're not looking for middle ground or to negotiate. We're going to take this. And that's what has to happen. Not violently, by overwhelming them with our numbers. Their system is rigged, but it can be overwhelmed. Do you see what I'm saying? Every voting opportunity, every caucus, every time we get a chance to flex needs to look like a Bernie Sanders rally. And if we do that, which we have to. If we do that, we will win. Bottom line, end of story. There's nothing they can do. What are they going to do? They're going to do everything they did in 2016 over again, for sure. I guarantee it. And they probably got stuff up their sleeve we haven't seen yet. Matter of fact, there is one thing up their sleeve we have seen. They've told us about it, but a lot of people aren't aware. In the caucuses, they're going to be allowing phone voting, voting over the phone. Tell me that's not going to be really easy to manipulate. Tell me that's not its entire purpose. Now I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. We overwhelm it with our numbers. Bernie's going to win Iowa. Bernie's going to win Iowa easily. And if he wins New Hampshire and Nevada, we've got this locked up. And they've been campaigning like crazy in those spots. But Bernie is endorsed by all 99 counties in Iowa. Are you hearing about that on the media? No, what you're hearing from the media is Elizabeth Warren is your frontrunner. That is an outright lie. Elizabeth Warren doesn't have real support. Elizabeth Warren has all of the real support that Joe Biden had, which is none. Every bit of support that Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and Pete Buttigieg and every one of those shills, every bit of support they have is manufactured by the mainstream media. They're popular because they're being plugged by the mainstream media. The mainstream media is garbage. It's propaganda. It's the establishment mouthpiece that is trying to retain their power. It's a weapon used against you to get you to vote against your own best interest. Turn it off. Think for yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you to think. I'm presenting you with a great plan, a fantastic plan. I'm not presenting you with it. Bernie's presenting you with it. Bernie's been good enough to lay the groundwork and put this all together, organize all this, and empower the people. And like I was saying, it's unrealistic to expect to agree with it 100%, but at least see that this is happening. This is happening. And know that change needs to happen. And get on board and help us make it. We can bicker about the little things that you might disagree with later on down the road. That's the way democracy works. That's what we want, a government for and by the people. No one wants breadlines in socialism. You're being trained to be afraid of things that benefit you. You're being taught and conditioned to vote against your own best interest by a lying media. They lie to you. That's what they do. That's all they do. That's their purpose and intent. And what we got to do, because we can't do anything about that, the media is going to do what they do. There's no stopping that. The media will lie. They will do what they do until they're taken down and destroyed. So that's going to be a problem. That weapon exists. We need to realize that and understand that it's our job to fight against all of that, those lies and propaganda on 300 channels. It's a big enemy, right? But it's our job to fight that with the truth. All we need is the truth, and to be vigilant, to be determined, to let nothing stop us, and to move forward with the truth and the power of our numbers, and we'll win. We will. I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to win. I believe it 100%. I'm not an optimistic person. I don't feel that way about anything, really. I'm always glass half full. Always. This is just the way it happens, and it's happening. And to ignore that would be naive. People think it's naive to believe in this. To ignore it is naive. This is going on. It's happening. This is reality. Be a part of it. Turn off that lying box, leave the matrix, and be a part of reality. Things are bad. Things are a lot worse than that box is ever going to tell you. We need to make some change, so let's do it. We're doing what needs to happen to make this change take place. So let's move forward and do it. Looks like we got a few more people here on Facebook. Christina, hi, how you doing? Dale says good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dale. Christina says, I went to delegate training here in the 14th district in Georgia last week, and let me assure you, they are ready to rig this shit. I am trying to reach as many people I can and try to organize. And she's got more here. And get as many people to go into the delegate elections in April as United Front and have our most unwavering Bernie person get elected and to not split up our votes. There is a lot to be concerned about. She's right. And I volunteered in 2016. I didn't get to go to Philly. A lot of people give me shit about that. I couldn't go. A lot of us didn't go. We're going to need to be there this time. I'm already saving money. I'm already putting money back for the times that I'm going to need to have my butt there. And there will be times when we need to have our butt there. We need to understand that. Start saving now. I am. I'm ready. I will be there this time. Anywho, I don't know why I even spent any time on that. I guess because people do give me trouble about that. You know. But the people that were there are angry. I understand. Because Christina's right. They're gonna rig it. They're gonna do all they can. She's right. And that's not the only Bernie delegate I've heard from that is talking about the things they're seeing at these meetings. The powers that be, the establishment powers that be, are going to do everything they can to stop us. They're going to use their media, for sure. They're going to use their money, for sure. They're going to use their power and influence. But if we do what we need to do, it won't matter in the end. In the end, they'll kneel down before us and give us what we want because we're coming to take it. We're not looking for middle ground. We're not looking to negotiate. No half measures. This change has to happen. And we're coming forward to take this country back. To take it back. This is a fight. This is just what a peaceful revolution looks like. And you're not used to seeing it. You've never seen one before. Not in our lifetime. I never thought I would see this. And now that I am seeing it, now that it has come into being and it's happening right now, I absolutely have to do everything I can in this fight moving forward. I can't turn a blind eye to it. I can't pretend it isn't happening. I got to be part of it. So this is my way of being a part of it. What I ask you to do is find your own way, whatever that is. Find whatever way you can join in this fight and help make a difference. And do it every day. Commit to doing it every day. For me, it was this. I wanted there to be a positive message out there for the revolution. I didn't see one, so I decided I was going to be that voice. You know, it's going pretty good. We've been doing this for 5 months, and we've got a good little following, and I think I've put together a decent show for you guys. I'm doing the best I can, but this is my contribution to the revolution. This is what I've decided to do. But for you, it could be anything. It could be a show. It could be something like this. If that's what your calling is, get out there and do it. There's not enough positive voices out there. But it doesn't have to be something like this. And it doesn't even have to take up a lot of your time. It can be, I'm going to share a couple articles every day about Bernie's policies. It could be that simple. But make sure you do it every day. Whatever you commit to doing, do it every day. Because even if you pick something that you love, that you absolutely love to do, there will be days when you don't feel like doing it. But the consistency of doing it every day is going to make this happen. Because it will take work. We understand that. And as long as enough of us understand that we have to do the work, we have to do this, and we move forward united, we will win no matter what they do. And they will do everything that they possibly can to stop us. Everything. But it's not going to matter, and we're going to win. All that needs to happen is enough people believe that to their core and do all they can. Because it only takes 3% of a population to have a successful revolution. 3%. That's not that many. We can do this. This is real. Let's do it. Let's move forward united and win. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do all I can. And at the end of this, I will know there was nothing I could have done. I gotta know. At the end of this fight, win, lose, or draw, I gotta know. There was absolutely nothing more I could have done. I gave all I could. I did all I could. I will end this fight exhausted. But I will go down the whole time scratching and clawing to get to the victory that I know we're going to reach. We can do this. We absolutely can. Not Bernie. Us. And we hold Bernie accountable just like anybody else. This fight doesn't even end when we get Bernie elected. We have to stay in this fight. Stay vigilant. Stay fighting. Stay active. That's how we make change. That's how all of this is going to happen. So I include a link in the description of every Daily Bern to BernieSanders.com. Please go there. See if there's any way that you can help out. Maybe by donating. Any amount you can would help. Our average donation is $18, but any amount helps. $1 helps. We're up against big money. Big money is going to be fighting hard against us. And we're doing fantastic. We're 100% grassroots organization, 100% people funded, regular people, and we've raised 30 something million dollars. We're doing great. We really are. We're doing fantastic. We're winning. We are. We're the front runner. You know how much better position we're in than we were in 2016? It's a world of difference. We're stronger because we lost. I know a lot of people are hurt, but we're stronger because that happened. And if you're hurt, you can't get stuck on whose fault it is. Maybe you don't agree with Bernie. Maybe you don't agree with what Bernie did. I know a lot of people don't. But it don't matter whose fault it is because it's our fight. We have to do something to fix it. We have to make the change. So no matter whose fault it is, it doesn't matter. Christina says thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You know, and I want to do cooler things on the show moving forward. I want to be able to do candidate spotlights and interview people. I want this to be a very beneficial tool to our revolution. And there are financial hurdles that we need to overcome to get to that point. So I'm doing a GoFundMe, and the purpose of the GoFundMe is to raise the money to get the software or the service where I could interview people. It's called Be Live, and it's $299, $300 for a year. So then I can have candidates on, and I can do spotlights, and I can talk to people. So it'll be really cool. So if you want to help with that, you can find that on my Facebook, and I'll share it to Twitter as well, the GoFundMe for the show. You can also support our shows. You know, this show I do for the revolution. You know, I'm going to do this show regardless. I do this show as volunteer work, but you can support our shows on Patreon and be part of building our network. We're building a network of shows. There's this show and there's 4 others. You know, like I said, this is for the revolution, so I don't plug myself too much on here. I hardly ever even remember to say my name. But if you want to support the shows, you can do so by supporting us on Patreon. And I would really appreciate that. But this show is mostly about Bernie, and I want you to support Bernie. So if you've got $1 and it's going someplace, make sure it goes to BernieSanders.com. And get you a bumper sticker. I always ask that you get bumper stickers. I used to do it every episode, but now I'm kind of losing my focus on it because I felt like I was getting too repetitive. But get a bumper sticker, damn it. Put that on your car. You'd be surprised how much attention that bumper sticker gets and how many conversations it starts. I was amazed. I couldn't believe it. People really do get excited when they see that, and it's a good thing to do. It helps spread the word and the message. And that's our job. No matter how you do that, that's our job. To spread the message and inform people and teach people that they're being lied to and trained to vote against their own best interests by a greed-driven system that doesn't care about them, is not concerned with them, and never will be, is only concerned with greed and how much they can get and how much they can take and how much they can get away with. They'll never self-correct. They'll never stop doing what they're doing. We have to stop them. We have to realize that that's what has to happen, is that we, the people, have to stop them. Our government representatives have been bought off. They're not coming to save us. No hero is coming to save us, including Bernie Sanders, and I'm a big fan. We've got to save ourselves. We have got to do this for ourselves. That is all that's going to make this change happen. So let's do it. And if you're not part of it, become part of it, because we are doing it right now. It is happening all across this country. Millions of people are standing united and taking back this country. And we're going to win. So be a part of it. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Get out on the field. Fight with us. We can win this. That's not me lying to you. That is the truth. We can win this if we do all we can. All we have to do is all that we can. So be a part of it. Help us win. Do all you can. And like I said, that doesn't mean live, eat, and breathe Bernie Sanders. It just means do all you can. Get out there, be part of this fight, be part of this revolution in whatever way you can. No matter what that ends up being, do what you can. And if enough people do that, if enough people take ownership of this situation, we will win. Oh, well, something happened to YouTube. YouTube failed. Well, I was getting ready to wrap up pretty soon anyway, but what I wanted to make sure that we understood in today's fight, or today's burn, is that they will rig it. They will. It's not going to matter because we will overwhelm them with our numbers and we will win. So, sorry to YouTube. I know they can't see this right now, but maybe they switched over to Facebook or Twitter. I don't know what happened. It was live and everything was going good. We had a couple people there. I went back to check on it and it was not live anymore. So I don't know what happened to YouTube. I will look into fixing that, figure that out. Because I'm thinking about later on today doing a rant show at 3 o'clock, Yankee Rants. I think Monday will be either the ranch show's new home or will be the future home of the news show. I'm trying to find homes for a couple of these shows. I have 5 different shows that I'm doing now. This is my baby, though. This is the Daily Bern, and we do this every day at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. we gather every day, Monday through Saturday, and we talk about this revolution. We talk about our fight. Sometimes I talk about the news, but we always talk about our fight. We cover propaganda, we cover Bernie's policies, and we talk about how we're going to win. Talk about how to win. Talk about what we need to do. And we gather every day at 9 a.m. So if you dug this, maybe this was your first time ever seeing it, come back tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll be here talking about this fight, talking about what we have to do. We gather every day. So come back at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And if you like rants, you like watching somebody lose their stuff, come back at 3 and check out Yankee Rants. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This is the Daily Bern. This is a daily show, like I said. So come back tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Please share this out. Get this message out as far as you can. Thanks for coming. Those of you that participated in the show, thank you very much for doing that. If you come later, please still comment. I want this to be an ongoing discussion. I want this to be a place where we inspire each other. That's my vision for this show. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at 3 o'clock for Yankee Rants.